So welcome to the show, everyone. We are already kind of networking and talking in here about, I have with me Dr. Southland. He's the president and CEO of Neurohealth Solutions. And we've been talking a little bit about what he does. We've been here a lot of times talking about, COVID. And I wanted to kind of go into a little bit about your practice and some of the things that you do. I think you mentioned it one of the times that you were here. I'm going right in with this because I know this is one of the last times you might be here, but I want you to talk about your practice and what you focus on there, not just at COVID, because that's a big thing right now, but I got to talk about you and the practice, because it intertwines.
Oh, absolutely. So Neurohealth Solutions is just what it says, your neurological health and solving the problem. So we work the problem in our office, so we're not really doing much chronic management of disease. We go after where the problem is and we try to fix it. So we're essentially trying to turn back the hands of time. But we can do that by analyzing the nervous system, because the nervous system is going to tell you how stressed it is and what it's dealing with. And just like we talked about before, if you're looking at the biomarkers, they're like the telltale of, are you at risk for all kinds of things. But if you're walking around with oxidative stress or inflammatory markers, then we have an issue. We need to find that weak link.
And when you said that, I said, who isn't?
Yeah, really. But some people are better than others, and you don't know. And that's why we use clinical EEG, we use blood tests and qualitative surveys, questionnaires, and just history to figure that out. But I think the most important part here is, of course, I came up here and I wanted to let people know that there needs to be a COVID-19 patient path. We've developed one, and whether you need it now or later, at least you'll know where to go. The best way is the nhscovid19.com, because at least you got a place to start. And if you can remember that, that's kind of easy to figure that out.
And if you can't, you call me and I'll always get you connected with them. Here's what we are. We are live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to be sharing the show afterwards. And here's what I want to talk about, how we, the COVID-19, we were mentioning it, how right now a lot of people are coming back, the businesses are starting to open. Which is a great thing for people in business. You're a small business. You want to be open. Everybody wants to be open. We also have to be logical, right?
Well, common sense, I think.
Common sense. To me, those are the same.
Yeah.
But also, I think that, too, is people have to be, what we talked about, and you have been saying since you've been here, proactive about your health.
Well, this was the time. I mean, it's coming. It's there. Most of the time you don't know it's coming and you don't know it's there. So everybody had kind of the heads up on it. And by not doing something, you'll eventually, unfortunately, pay the price either way, because we all will be exposed. We are blessed to be in Arizona. We have the sun, we have the space, but eventually you need to travel. Eventually you'll be at a restaurant and, or an animal will bring it to you. I mean, it is what it is. But I think the important part here is that people know there's a place to go, and people know that there's small businesses such as myself and healthcare providers that are putting together care management systems for the infectious disease cycle. But that brings me to the next point. If you, especially for the 3 months that a lot of people have kind of sat back, they haven't even been able to go to the healthcare providers. Because we get calls all the time. I need to get a test because my doctor won't see me until blankety blank. Well, that's a lot of people not paying attention to their health. And so the people at risk just happen to be the same people that put them more at risk for COVID-19. Stroke, acquired brain injuries, any type of pain management, because that's indicating that you're carrying a lot of stress. If you've been involved in any type of either gotten over a virus or a disease or an accident, your body is in a lot of stress.
Right.
So it needs to be
Well, we're in stress right now. We have been.
We're not even talking about psychological stress, which is another
I'm stressed when I drive, but on the freeways here. But here, the thing is that not only that, people are stressed because a lot of people have been hurt so badly with business, especially small businesses.
Absolutely.
People that can't go to work and have lost their jobs or things like this. That It's just been very stressful. Even if you're getting money from the government, it's stressful because that's not what you want. That's not what, I know a lot of people that don't want to be living that way.
Right,
But
absolutely.
what I think that you said it in the beginning, which is, you have a place that people can go to, which is your website that you created. Not only that, but then of course your 2 locations that they can come and then take it to the next level. Please listen up, people. Yes, I know I want to know, everybody wants to know, did I have it, right? Or you should want to know, I think you should want to know. You also want to know if you've had any type of, symptom whatsoever. Go up on the website and take that test and and if there's a possibility at all in any way, make the phone call. Don't just go up there and turn around and be scared, because fear doesn't do you any good. What do you think of that one?
No, absolutely. And well, we do, we specialize in acquired brain injury and infectious disease, in psychology. We have a psychologist, and physical medicine and pain management. So we can do everything, but we really specialize in things around like infectious disease or acquired brain injury. So you had a head injury and now you have ongoing pain, and stuff like that. So the big key here again is back to, and everybody knows, they've heard it again and again, just pay attention to how you're doing and know there's a place to go when you need it.
And that place to go right now is NHS, so Neurohealth Solutions, so NHS COVID-19.com. Go up there, take the test, and tell people about it. Everybody, that is what networking is about. Maybe you, maybe someone that you know, tell them about it. That's what I want you to do. Okay, so what else should we talk about today in terms of like the test? You wanted to go through the steps with them? What would you like?
Well, yeah, I mean, if people are concerned or don't know what's going to happen, first of all, we have UVC germicidal lamps in all the rooms, so every room gets disinfected after every patient. And the other thing is, again, if you do go on the website, and whether you think you're at risk for stroke or anything else, you're just in the risk category, that can help you get to us with the information we need, and then you do a telehealth conference, and then we schedule you in. So it's all, I guess, just being prepared so everybody's in a safe and secure environment and they get triaged properly. And we don't want to turn away COVID patients like other healthcare providers are, and we don't. That's why we built that system for it, because we knew there's going to be a gap in the healthcare system. Because a lot of doctors that have a lot of patients, they're worried about a patient coming in and giving COVID to somebody else. I'm sure the people listening right now are.
Mm-hmm.
So we do everything, like I said, on an individualized basis, and we have enough space to do that. We actually have been growing even in these hard times, which is really difficult, especially when people are afraid to come in, and the resources the government says are available, they're really not available. So at the last minute, we ended up just taking insurance and going through that process, and it's a lot of work.
Right.
But we did that to give everybody, so we don't have to say no to anyone.
Right,
So
and
to
you
give
take
everybody
all
an
insurance.
opportunity.
So, and it's
Yeah.
important for people to know that, because, everybody wants to know, is it covered, is it covered? Right now, for you to go up on that website and take the assessment test and then make the call. If you have to. You may not have to, but if you have to, please make the call. I think it's important. If you have any questions whatsoever, they're here to answer them for you. And I think a lot of people are talking to their neighbors and their friends and their family. Talk to somebody who knows. Now, the website is nhscovid19.com. You can also call them direct. That phone number is 866-563-2682. They have a practice in Scottsdale and in Tempe. You can check them out there. Go up on that website and take the test. We're going to go on a break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk further. It's nhscovid19.com. So I didn't put you off too much, did I? I just wanted to talk a little bit about you,
Yeah. Well, the going public thing is, like I said, when we first started in March, that was going to be the month we went public.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden all of this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And we have really we're about 20 years ahead of everybody when it comes to neuroscience and technology around acquired brain injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the ability to literally map out the brain and look for intracranial injuries that wouldn't otherwise show up like on an MRI.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Oh, wow.
or a CT scan. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. There's some amazing developments, and we put systems together so we can see the brain in 3 different states.
Oh, that's awesome.
Actually, we have the most advanced electrical imaging of the brain in the world right now,
Wow.
in our little 15,000 square feet. So, yeah, I guess I found a specialty in neurology, and I stayed focused on it. And as the technology grew, our abilities grew to do what we can do, and it ends up giving us a roadmap to somebody's brain and nervous system.
Wow, that's really neat. That's awesome. See, that's cool stuff.
Yeah, it is. And so now we're now we just said, you know what, instead of waiting, we know this is going to be needed, so let's grow our company and get it out there, do the acquired brain injury and the infectious disease. So then in any state, I mean, of course we have to go public, and that's a process in itself.
Right.
And even that, we've been offered mergers and buyouts from big companies. But what we're really focused on is bringing it to the individual. So we're doing private investment, a plan for people like you and me.
Right.
We could just invest and buy stock and trade it. And so it's not on NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange yet. There's a process now. The SEC has put together like a hybrid
Wow.
public system. And we said, no, we're going to give it to individuals, to give people a chance, especially getting out of this market. Now they have a chance
Right
to
now.
invest in something that's going to grow, and we're growing in the biggest fields: brain
That's
injury,
something- that's a cool
concussion,
conversation too, you know?
and then COVID-19.
Yeah,
or
because a lot
infectious
of people
diseases.
don't want to be in the market anymore, you know.
Oh yeah, well the
Gotta
best
take some of it out.
investment into the market is an up and coming company. I mean, that's anybody knows that your biggest bang for your buck is being part of an IPO. Otherwise, then you already get valued, and then you're going to grow with the company. But the IPO, you're talking about 10, 20, 30 times, 50 times valuation. So, and we have tons of growth opportunity.
Wow.
But we stopped focusing on that because we were trying to build this COVID
Right.
program. And
Well, COVID is, I think that what you do is just, COVID is a part of it. It's just another part of it.
right.
Right.
Well, yeah, our technology
That's how I see it.
merged well.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is we thought government would support this, and it's sad that they didn't.
We are back. And we are live here talking, and we've been, what we're doing is now during the breaks, we still have live on Facebook, so we're talking a little bit about keeping that conversation going. And Dr. Southland, who is the president and CEO of Neurohealth Solutions, it has been here quite a lot to talk to us about COVID-19, to understand it, what they can do, and it's so impressive, really, with you're calling it a small, something small doesn't mean small in any way, especially with what you offer at your practice.
Right. Well, I think it's small just because we're private, but the technology, the ability is large. If we could scale this, the world needs it, period. I mean, it's the right way to manage this system. And the cool thing is, with infectious disease and the cycle, the system we had to build on such an aggressive virus now applies to influenza A, influenza B. Would it have helped during the other SARS, the bird virus, the bird flu? Absolutely. But when you have the whole government shutting you down, it's the inventions from small business owners and people that are out there on the front line. They're the ones in the trenches. They're not behind a desk trying to work on policy and stuff. They don't even have a realistic view of what's going on. So we built it because it was a necessary thing that was needed immediately, not years later, not months later. And that's the sad part. Most small business owners, they have to adapt to change immediately. And so we did that. Now you try to go to the government and say, here's your answer. Here's the solution. Let's not wait months. Let's not wait years. Let's not spend billions. And let's
I
not
hate to say
lose
this.
lives. But they do it, and
Yep.
they do it every single time, and it's sad. And so now this is just direct to people. And like I said, we were going public, and we weren't taking big business money to go public. We're putting together a platform so that people can invest into the future growth of this technology. And because I believe this product is going to be all over the United States.
When they go onto your COVID-19 website, and the people that are listening here, that we have a lot of investors that listen, a lot of people that some money's, they like that kind of thing.
Right.
And will you have on there some information for people to do that?
Well, I didn't. That's. You can get a hold of us and just ask, hey, I'm interested in investing. We're not there yet. We're
Right.
putting together, we just filed our SEC application, and we're finding the platform. So right now we're interviewing different platforms, but it will be available. And again, it goes back to what we believe in. We believe in individualized care, and since we're going to take this public, we believe in offering it to individuals.
Right, but that's what you are all about anyway. Just like right now, you've been talking about COVID and saying that this is for, it says right here, individual care management. Whereas a lot of people that now that have been, even my doctor went to I don't know, became a big box.
Group,
Yeah, like a big group, and it's just not, it's not easy, it's not fun. And I know when I go, I get upset every time. I'm supposed to be happy after I leave and feel good and much better, and I never really feel that way. And I guarantee you a lot of people are listening to this and saying, yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, in our world, we're usually solving problems that couldn't be solved by other healthcare practitioners, not because they're incompetent, but because the systems they have to work with don't have the highest quality of care, let's put it that way, or they're regulated. And that's why when we do it from an individualized approach, we work hard to find the solution for each individual. The other thing is we just have some really amazing technology that still, it'll be many years before other people catch on to that.
Within your, what you call small practice, you offer a plethora of different, I guess you would say modalities and services.
Right.
That are so, that come along. Not everybody that has a small practice can offer all of this like you do.
Well, it's a necessary need for neurology. So we're a subspecialty in neurology and physical medicine. You can think of it as neuro-augmented integrative medicine. So we have to do those tests because it's important to pinpoint where exactly is the problem. Where's the weak link? And that's the key. If you can understand the brain and the nervous system, you can get right down to that weak link and help people get better.
And with COVID,
and it impacts the nervous system.
It does. So this is why you believe that it's so important for people to take that test, see where they stand on it, and make the next call, come in, get an assessment from you, individualized.
Yeah, like all of my staff and my family are patients. I mean, they're coming in and they're doing certain things that will reduce oxidative stress and reduce inflammatory markers, because we all have it. I mean, you eat fast food a lot, you're going to have a lot of inflammatory markers. So just because you're young, you're not, immune to what could happen. Of course, I pray nobody suffers serious consequences from this cycle, but the reality is we're all going to take some damage once we get it. So if you can schedule an appointment, and even preventative-wise, getting a screening, a telehealth consultation, and an initial assessment just to find out where you're at, and then we can boost your immune system.
So the website is NHS for Neurohealth Solutions, so nhscovid19.com, and you can go up and take the assessment test and make a call. Go in there and have let them talk to you, let them answer your questions that you have. And I know everybody has questions about this. Don't put your head in the sand with anything, honestly, anything, especially right now. Your health, you got to take that into serious consideration here. The phone number to call is 866-563-2682. I also wanted you to bring up the carbon. Was it the you said that somebody?
Well, the research.
I want you to talk about it real quickly because you didn't get a chance to.
SARS itself, severe acute respiratory syndrome, it does. You have a buildup of carbon monoxide in your tissues, and the research shows that it takes up to 5 years for that to be released out of your system. But with our mild HBOT and our neuro-augmented approach, we can push those toxins out of your system through a series of sessions. So typically we do a 10-session program or 20, depending on where they're at, and we use biomarkers to measure it. We want to check out your oxidative stress, we want to check out your inflammatory markers, and then we bring those down. And that's very important. Everybody should know really how stressed they are. The idea of saying, oh, I'm really stressed psychologically or emotionally, but we can actually measure it. And that's important. And if you wanted to look at a long life and your resistance against cancers and all this other, anything else deleterious to your health, the key measure is just knowing how much stress your body has. And I mean actually physiological, biological stress.
So let's say you find out you're truly stressed out, okay? And you're stressed out, and at that point, for you, what would be the next step that you take that to them to make sure that they don't, let's say, get cancer or what have you? Go ahead.
Well, it's reducing oxidative stress. So we have multiple modalities. We use photobiomodulation therapy, neuro-augmented mild HBOT. We have an NOD device with 200 protocols to help put the body into a parasympathetic state. We can help with any types of risk factors like high blood pressure, pain management, etc., or even a buildup of inflammatory markers in different organ systems. And that's another thing too. You know, if you at least get this assessment, this neurofitness assessment, we can tell you if you have, chances of kidney failure or liver failure. But most of the time, people will know based on their lifestyle choices, hey, this is what I could be at risk for, but we can just verify things, and then we can kind of help turn back the hands of time.
Can you also help people who genetically, let's say somebody in their family, they've had a lot of cancer in their family, can you check and see for that thing?
Well, with genetic predisposition?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's the whole idea with the blood marker test and the intake, is find out, where is that weak link, and are they walking around with a lot of free radicals and a lot of oxidative stress?
So in my opinion, as I'm sitting here listening to you, almost everybody should give you a call, at least, and have a consultation to find out where they stand, right?
Oh,
Not just with
absolutely.
COVID, but even it sounds like, on their stress. But COVID's going to go along with it anyway.
Right.
I know that you don't talk to anybody without talking about COVID.
Well, just like any healthcare professional, we want to make sure that we check out those risk factors, because you don't want to, risk getting somebody else exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we know we're going to get exposed, it's better to be prepared. Just be prepared, be proactive.
What's your final words today?
Just what I said, be prepared, be proactive. Know there's a care management plan out there, Neurohealth Solutions. We're in Tempe and Scottsdale. And take care of yourself, and good luck. I hope we all get through this and get back on our feet.
Yep, get back on our feet. And the first thing to do is find out where you stand. It is so important to take care of yourself first. They say that on the airplane. You should do it here too, and make sure that you are not at risk. And if you are, make the phone call. Find out where you stand. The website is nhscovid19.com, and that phone number to call is 866-563-2682. They have 2 locations. One is in Scottsdale, the other was in Tempe. Again, check it out and go on the website. It's so important to do. I did it. You should do it. nhscovid19.com.